Sub if you new. Hey, what it do? Make the like button blue. Sub if you new.
Hello, salutations. What it do? It's Dr. Gamer, all father, Durag gang, and the vibes like scrub. Let's get it. Welcome back, Durag Nation. It's just becoming a Suicide Squad type of week, ain't it? I intended to do this, but I completely forgot about it. Partially because they didn't have a time listed. But a little while ago, Rocksteady confirmed that they're going to have a Q&A in their Discord. And I was like, oh, I like developer Q&As. Those are always a good time. We were just live yesterday covering the lifting of the NDA. So now we're back here again. And it looks like we're right on time. I was literally just about to eat lunch and then I saw High Ruler was live. Shout out to High Ruler. I was like, oh wait, that developer Q&A is today. Let me get my ass up off the couch. What's up, Durag Nation? What's up, Gage? K-Hass? Simple. What's up, Ryan? All right, just kicking it off. We got Derek, the community manager. Shout out to Derek. He's a cool guy. I talked to him a little bit. All right. Earlier this week, we asked you for questions you have for our developers, and we received hundreds of questions. So thank you so much for your interest and engagement. I was one of those people. I submitted a question. Light spoiler warning for the Q&A. As we may discuss characters that appear in the game, we will try to avoid spoiling story moments, however. Over the next hour, I'm going to post a selection of those questions, and our team of developers will be answering them, giving you a look at our game systems, design philosophy, and just a better understanding of the game we're all so proud of. And speaking of developers, let's introduce them. First, we have Johnny Armstrong, Associate Design Director. Shout out to Johnny. We got Ian Ball, Design Director. Shout out to Rocksteady in the building. What's up, Ryan? Happy Friday. Happy Friday, Mr. Cheese, Durag Nation. What's up, we them boys? I don't know if you're chopped liver. I hope you're not, because liver is gross. You should be chopped cheese. Chopped cheese is good. Love me a good chopped cheese. Just had one last month. Fire. Love me a good chopped cheese. Can't do it too often though. Gotta watch my figure. But just a little treat. They're actually going to be Gotham Knights DLC. I don't know what their current plans are on Gotham Knights. I haven't looked into it since the last update. What's up, JD Williams? Always a pleasure indeed. You don't live in NYC? Never had one? You don't have to get them in it, just in NYC. They got them all over. And last but arguably not least, we got Axel Ridby, the game director. Shout out to Axel. He says, not sure I like arguably. I was certainly the smallest of the bunch here. Happy to be here. Excited to talk to you all. But do have some fun stuff to share. Like the humility. Nice and humble. I like it. Hold on. Let me drop some emojis. Just showing love. Just do it at random. W. Flags. Let's just show some love. So this is happening once again in the Rocksteady's Suicide Squad Discord. Questions are no longer being accepted. They were collecting the questions throughout the week. now the question thread is no longer accepting questions, and it is going to be picking from the answers that they selected. And now let's get to the questions. Here we go. First at Vigilante Cat. What was the funnest part of designing the squad members for the devs? They're very unique and fun, and I'm super excited to meet them. Hope you're all doing well behind the scenes. Solid start to the event. The funnest part of designing the squad members. And that's right, they are very unique. Contrary to what grifters will tell you, if you actually played the game, they are pretty unique. Just remaster Arkham Origins, that's a possibility. Yeah, I would definitely play another Gotham. I played all the Gotham Knights DLC so far. I have fun every time. It is a fun game, especially if you have friends and you're and you're running events with. I still occasionally will pop in to doing a heroic assault, and I can always find people to matchmate with. So yeah, that whole game is dead narrative is just mostly just stuff, just chat from people who are just like riding the bandwagon, didn't actually play the game, aren't really invested in the community. Gotham Knights is still actively being played definitely on console. It was on Game Pass. It was actually recently added to Game Pass. It was on PlayStation Plus. Plenty of people still play the game. I see posts every day about people picking up Gotham Knights for the first time, and most of them are wondering why so many people hated the game after they actually played it. That's the most common message I see about Gotham Knights these days. Well, I just picked it up and it's good. Why did so many people hate it? That's literally all I hear. What's up, Koala? What's up, Savage? Playing Arkham Knight again. Can't go wrong. All right, it's like Axel is responding. We wanted to make sure each character's traversal was as unique as their respective personalities. That's why they also occupy different game space during combat. You'll usually find Deadshot hovering over the battlefield, picking his shots and swooping in for a shield harvest or juggle kill. That is correct. Harley occupies the mid-height space, swinging through the fight and grappling her way out of dangerous situations. Boomerang is the one closest to the ground and much more up close and personal. Shark presents a mix of up close and personal, but his super leaps and air dashes let him swim over the battlefield as well. True. This all presented us with a pretty unique challenge insofar as making sure that each enemy type and encounter type present different challenges for each squad member, just based on the nature of how each character's traversal works. That was a really fun challenge for us to solve, and it made designing these characters all the more exciting. Ian says, thank you for your kind words. At Vigilante Cat. Behind the scenes, there is a lot going on. We are only a few weeks away from the launch. We are juggling hundreds of live grenades while going over Niagara Falls in a barrel. But don't worry, we're all good and had a lot of fun making this behemoth of a game. I have fond memories from early on in the project when we were developing the story. The squad have such different personalities, and there is a lot of natural conflicts that creates moments of tension, drama, and laughter. At the start of the game, Deadshot is very straight and to the point. He wants to get the job done as efficiently as possible. Harley isn't taking anything seriously. She's on her own path and doesn't want to be second fiddle anymore. Shark is happy to be a part of a team and is very gullible, which the other squad members play upon. What's up, Hayden Patrick? Welcome to the stream. What's up, Technomancer? That was my build when I played Outriders. That toxic ice Technomancer. Love that build. Boomerang doesn't really know what is going on, doesn't want to risk his neck for anybody. That is accurate. Shout out to all the Captain Boomerang mains. Who you main in chat? I'm definitely maining Boomerang, but who's everyone else maining? What's up, Blazing? Missed yesterday's stream, had a nap, so sum it up. Yep, my overall experience with the alpha was very positive. I was interested in the game, but I wanted to actually play it for myself to see if it nailed everything it needed to nail, and it answered pretty much all of my questions. The only questions I had left after the alpha was what would the post-launch content be like, because that's an important part of live service games. But Miller showed me all that stuff, so I have nothing to worry about anymore, except will the game perform well at launch? That's the only question. Will there be any performance issues at launch? Otherwise, I'm good. Let's see, they start out not trusting each other and want to get out of the situations they are in as quickly as possible. But as they continue their story, they start to develop a bond and their relationships change. Boomerang still doesn't really know what is going on though. Accurate. Poor Boomerang, he can never catch a break. But he sure can catch a boomerang. Anyway, next question. Nice. Main in Nightwing, Gotham Knights. Harley Quinn. You're main in Harley Quinn. A lot of Harley Quinn enjoyers out there, I'm sure. You had terrible performance issues on PC, but for Gotham Knights, Substatic. Harley, she's the traversal. You understood best. Probably why. That's funny. Harley's, I liked her traversal the least, but it is good once you get used to it. I wanted Boomerang from the start because of the whole speedster thing, and his gameplay did not disappoint. It's by far the most fun to me. But all the members are enjoyable to play. Got a dead shot. Next question from at A. I've heard a few developers, Jacket mainly, mention about the build possibilities in the game. Could you guys elaborate more on the possibilities of builds for the characters? Ooh, that's a great question. We got a little tease of that in a blog of some of the build possibilities. I know people who played the alpha got to play around a little bit. You didn't get to go too crazy with builds, but we've seen some of that build potential, and it's really interesting. Okay, R says that is close to the question. When we designed the game, player choice and player freedom was one of our core design philosophies. We really want you to feel like you can make each character your own and build it to suit your playstyle. But if you take the leap and really play into the gear, you can find truly crazy powerful combinations. At launch, we're looking at hundreds of possible combinations and permutations for builds across our 4 characters. And this is something we're adding a lot to in post-launch. We're not supposed to talk about that today though, but I'm really excited for you all to see the cool stuff we've got cooking. That's going to be on episode 3 of Suicide Squad Insider, which according to Rocksteady is actually coming soon. It might be next week, in fact, based on the tweets they were sending out. When it comes to build construction, we have quite a few elements we consider to be core parts. First and foremost, we have the gear in our 8 loadout slots. Then we have our afflictions, each developed by Poison Ivy using a DC character's powers. Deep Freeze, Diablo Blaze, Live Wire Bolt, and Venom Frenzy. Afflictions can be applied to your melee weapons and later on in the game to your grenades. Ooh, that's going to be crazy. Adding it to the grenade. Then we have each character's talent tree, which is the backbone of each character's playstyle. Harley is very acrobatic and loves explosions, and her talent tree reflects this. Deadshot is highly precise and proficient with his weapons, so you'll find lots of critical hit talents and counter talents. Shark is our powerhouse character, so you'll find lots of ways of dominating enemies with his powerful melee strikes in his talent tree. Finally, Boomerang is our trickster and the most all-around character, but there's lots of talents that leverage his variable and fast traversal to quickly close the range to enemies and then quickly get back to mid-long range. Then we have the character's traversal mechanics, plus their traversal attacks and suicide strikes, which all have their own flavor for each character. Then we have each character's weapon loadout. Each character have 3 weapon types they are proficient with from our 6 weapon types, which are assault rifles, pistols, sniper rifles, shotguns, SMGs, and heavy weapons, which are miniguns and LMGs. That's a long way to say there's a lot of depth for you to explore, especially in Endgame, and lots of different ways to master the game and change the way you play the game based on how you customize your character. As someone who loves the looter shooter, loves the gear, this is always good information to have. Love that they actually took this part of the game seriously. That's where Marvel's Avengers fell. One of the many ways Marvel's Avengers fell off was because they didn't have people who were like familiar with how to construct a looter, and they didn't really put that much thought into the game in that aspect at launch. You think they should do in Injustice 3? They are doing in Injustice 3. I have not played any of them, so I don't care personally, you know. That's not for me to decide. But shout out to Ed Boon. But yeah, he did kind of let slip that they are doing Injustice 3. It's crazy that there's no blood or permanent death in a Suicide Squad game. Who told you that lie? Yeah, that's 100% cap. I don't know who told you that. That's definitely, whoever told you that definitely never played the game or watched any footage. Injustice 3 is a long way away. They are focused on Mortal Kombat 1. What's up, Daniel? We don't want to spoil the exploration of builds in the game too much, but I think we can at least mention a few early in-game build favorites that are making their rounds within the dev team. The slow-mo crits is one, where you use 2 specific items as openers. The Great Suspender, love that perk. Melee weapon to launch enemies into the air in slow motion. Paired with the slow and steady grenade that launches an enemy hit up into the air in slow motion, but does no damage. The turkey shoot firearm is a great finisher for this build, since it does guaranteed critical hits to enemies in slow motion. This is an especially powerful build in co-op, where one can focus on setting up enemies and one can focus on burning them down with damage while they're caught in slow motion. There's also a boomerang talent that send enemies up in slow motion on melee hits, so worth keeping an eye out for that one. I played around with that perk a lot in the closed alpha. It's insane. Then there's some debate around additional items to make that build really shine. Some go for Dr. Crits, an item that regenerates shield on critical hits. Ooh, that's a good. And some go for Hit and Run, an item that gives traversal attack resource on critical hits. I could see the value for both, but being able to regen, if you're good at moving, you probably don't need the shield regen. So I probably would go for a Hit and Run. Actually, no. I think traversal resource. If traversal resource is for the traversal attack, then yeah. If it's just for your actual traversal, I won't need that, because the only one you really got to worry about that with is like Deadshot, because of the cooldown on his jetpack. With Boomerang, I can pretty much just move around, teleporting basically however much I want. So I don't actually worry about that aspect of it. So I'm much more concerned about getting back my traversal attack, keeping that cooldown low, and making sure my shield is always up and running. For players who want to swap out the turkey shoot firearm they could lean into the live wire bolt affliction instead, as a way to get the guaranteed crits to happen while enemies are in slow motion, and swap in the super spreader firearm, which spreads any active affliction on a kill to nearby enemies. That's pretty good. Another favorite in the studio is the bang it up. Yeah, this one is nuts. Not the most creative of names, I admit, but it's pretty descriptive. The build revolves around getting the bang grenade that does a crazy amount of damage, but you can only carry one grenade at a time. This is paired with the bullet propelled grenade firearm, which drops a live grenade on critical hits, alongside the exploding Grace Traversal mod, which drops a live grenade when you do a skilled landing, ground bounce, or ground slides. This means you get 2 ways to drop a free bang grenade. Most also pair this with Prison Pinata melee weapon, which drops grenade ammo on shield harvesting kills, as a consistent way to get grenade ammo. That's pretty fire. That is pretty fire. Thank you for your short novel, Axel, but we want more gear. At Latchy asks, is there a tier above Notorious? You are very welcome, Dart. You're welcome, Derek. Thanks for the question. I assume from the all caps that you are as passionate about loot as we are. The different varieties of gear in our game are common, uncommon, rare, epic, legendary, notorious, and infamy sets. Common to epic increase in power in the number of possible augments available, but legendary, notorious, and infamous is when we really turn up the heat. Well, this is getting interesting. Every legendary item in the game has a unique augment that changes the way you play in some way. Like the cooler, a sniper rifle that freezes on a critical hit, or the combo meal firearms, which give you max combo on a successful critical counter. Or my personal favorite, Bang, a legendary grenade that only lets you carry one grenade at a time, but does 500% more damage with a huge explosion. Infamy sets are brutally powerful sets of gear themed around some of the most iconic and threatening villains in the DC.
7 days a week.
Appreciate you, Josh, for the 10. That is not cheap. Hate that I'm seeing a lot of people who hate the game. They say whoever likes or has fun with the game is sucking it off. Like, bro, we all have different opinions and like different things. Yeah, those people are just weirdos. It's an unfortunate part of gaming culture in the social media era, and it's powered by a lot of like unfortunate content creators who are just out here grifting for rage bait. They just want to get those rage clicks, so they like fan the flames, and it's created this toxic environment where everyone just has to be making everything their personality. Like, it's not enough to just not like a game. You have to go on a personal crusade, harass everyone who likes it, and just constantly talk about it. It's really sad. These people have nothing better to do with their lives. Infamy sets are really powerful sets of gear themed around some of the most iconic villains. These gain unique effects the more pieces of set you have equipped and are designed to synergize with legendary and notorious gear. Notorious gear are some of the rarest and, in my opinion, coolest items in the game, all themed after DC villains, both in how they look and their gameplay effects. They completely change the way you play, often requiring you to build around them to get the most out of their unique power. That's what I like to see. Gear that makes you change the way you play. That's what I'm talking about. In the Endgame builds, you will most likely be using a mix of legendary, notorious, and infamy sets to deck out your squad member. And each build will require that you play the game differently to get the most out of it. When you find that build that suits the character you want to play and the way you want to play that character, you can create some pretty outlandish combinations that I think feel great to play. One of the core design philosophies of the game was to create a gear system that doesn't linearly increase in power and have a clear path to the optimal item, but to create items that have wild and game-changing effects that must be actively engaged with to find the most powerful strategies and overcome the toughest encounters. That's a much better design philosophy. I like that a lot. In that spirit, one of the biggest changes we made over last year is to remove gear score. Thank heavens. Thank the Lord. No gear score from the game. This change means that players who find, for example, a legendary weapon they just love early in the game can use it without fear that they're shooting themselves in the foot, as it were, by not equipping a different gun with a higher gear score. The challenge then becomes exploring how you want to play the game and find gear that synergizes with that, or lean into changing the way you play the game to get the most out of the gear you have. A big part of our endgame is to theory craft which gear pieces that can synergize and how to construct builds. So one of the things I'm really excited about when we launch the game, seeing what crazy builds you'll come up with. Dude, that was a long detailed enough. That was an awesome explanation. Bravo. Yeah, this is exactly, if you're a looter fan, this is exactly what you want to hear, because so many games get that wrong. And this is like a really good approach to building gear. I cannot wait to dive into this. Not giving you a gear score to chase, but instead just being like, we're just going to give you crazy different perks and effects, and we're going to leave it up to you to find the most interesting ways to play. However you want to do it. That's a great philosophy. Welcome, Agent Dad. Anyone able to play on January 13th? You definitely want to join the Discord. !Discord. It's also the pinned comment in the chat. We're building out Durag Nation on the Discord side of things day by day, and we got a lot of people in there already that are interested in Suicide Squad. We got different channels set up there for Suicide Squad, where if you want to just talk about the game, or you want to squad up, you want to get into do a voice chat, we got all that in the Discord. So if you're interested in playing Suicide Squad and you don't have anyone to play it with, and you don't want to just randomly matchmake, definitely join the Discord, because we're going to be going hard on Suicide Squad, and we got a bunch of people already in there that are ready to just do whatever. Let's see. Next one is from Q. Shout out to a legend of the Discord server. Oh, this server already got legends. Okay. Are there any plans past characters reaching max level, like a prestige system or something like that down the line? Oh, that's a great question. That is a great question. To start with, each member of the squad has their own unique talent trees, three for each character, with 10 tiers within each tree. These provide powerful upgrades to different playstyles, as well as an interesting choice as to how you want to play your squad members. That said, we really want to reward you if you want to keep playing the game past reaching max level with a character. Once level 30 is reached on a squad member, you will unlock squad talents. Ooh. This is a shared group of upgrades between all your squad members, regardless of their level. There are a lot of these, and for the squad levels, they are actually infinite, and there is no real level cap. You can freely respec squad talents the same as regular talents at almost any time. These also add yet another layer of customability for different playstyles and builds. But where the talent tree provides you with more game and playstyle defining traits, the squad levels are geared more towards specialization, with e.g. specific weapon types or game mechanics. Bro, that's so smart. That's such a good idea. I'm so glad they did that. Each squad member level counts toward your total squad level. And the higher the squad level, the more squad talents are available. For those of you who are especially astute, that means that if you level up all your characters, you can get additional squad levels really quickly. And that, of course, also applies to the characters we add post-launch. But we're not supposed to talk about that today. So, bro, this is fire. Can we please start already? What the hell are you talking about, bro? do you know what stream you clicked on? Bro, read the title. Read the title of the stream. I think you're in the wrong place, my friend. I would love it if they add Bizarro and Red Hood as playable characters via DLC, but they aren't in the plans of post-launch plans. Like I said yesterday, I cannot tell you what DLC characters are planned. Miller shared some of that with me, but it has not been officially revealed by Rocksteady who the DLC characters are, so I cannot go into specifics about what their plans are. Blood thought he was getting an early playthrough. Like, I guess so. Like, I don't know why. That squad level thing sounds fire. At Ass, thanks for doing this, guys. So clearly movement will be a huge factor in the gameplay. What was the process like in balancing out each character so they feel different but not overpowered compared to the others? That's a good question. What is the Discord for the official Suicide Squad Discord? Is just Suicide Squad Kill Justice League. You just Google that, it'll pop back up. With the classic skins for the character, will that come with the game? Initially buy it. I really want to play as the classic Harley Quinn. The skins they show so far are all pre-order bonuses. From what I remember, I know they have. I don't remember if the classic Harley was pre-order or deluxe, but I'm planning on getting the deluxe version of the game anyway. What are we doing? We're doing what exactly it says in the title of this live stream. That's exactly what we're doing. What's up, Zephyr? Not at all. We're hyped to be able to do this and speak directly to you all. You're absolutely right. Traversal is a huge part of our game, both in terms of gameplay and the squad personally. We wanted to give each squad member a traversal style that made them feel unique, powerful, and that made sense for their character. But more importantly, it felt fun, moment to moment. This is always at the forefront of the discussion we make. Does just traversing through the world feel fun? Does this feel good in your hands? For example, take King Shark. We knew early on that due to his size and weight, we really wanted this to come across in how he moved. When we started designing his moveset, we actually were using animal references, rhinoceros, elephants, to try and convey that sense of rampaging, destructive force that builds with momentum. We believe his traversal really captures that sense of animalistic power. When you build up speed, smash through a group of enemies, then leap high into the air, then come crashing down onto other unsuspecting enemies, it just feels good. True. On Harley, who comes with an expectation of acrobatics and flowing movement, we wanted to add a twist to that with the bat drone and grapple gun as a unique form movement, and either a grudging nod of respect to Batman from her or a middle finger, depending on how you see it. So practically, this was done so we could give her a traversal mechanic that supported swinging and grappling without having to rely on having tall buildings or structures at all in order for Harley to get around. The ability to use the momentum from a grapple into a swing, into a dive, into an even faster swing, all without having to touch solid ground, feels super satisfying when you pull it off. And in terms of balancing them all, gameplay-wise, we're in a really good place now where they all feel powerful and excel at different things, which in turn we hope will match players' own different styles and preferences. For example, Deadshot's ability to create vantage points in space by hovering makes sniping very effective, whereas Boomer's instant dash makes him perfect for smashing grab style tactics where you can get in, smash, then get out. Being able to seamlessly blend between traversal and combat moment to moment and make this feel impactful was always at the forefront of our decisions. One of the more challenging sides, however, is managing the speeds of the characters and how they work not only with each other, but in the game itself. Harley, for the longest time, just wouldn't get in line with the rest. Very much on brand as always. Having a very deep traversal system, she has a lot of room for skill and expression in the hands of an experienced player. Unfortunately, the skill they wish to express was swinging so fast, they break the game. Balance to this so all the characters are in line with each other for launch, and whilst all making them all feel powerful, it has been challenging, but they are all in a really good place. Even across the dev team, everyone has a different favorite character and alt to use, which really speaks to the work we've done to keep it all balanced. It's an ongoing debate as to who is the best, which is ridiculous. As is obviously Sark. That's Cap. It's obviously Boomerang. No way, Harley for sure. You just don't have the skills, Johnny. It's true, Johnny needs to up his traversal game, but Deadshot's clearly the best. Creating your own vantage points is sniping from above, after burning into the ground, slides, and looking awesome while doing it. Come on, not even a contest. Deadshot is easy mode. Deadshot takes skills. You got skills. Captain Boomerang, and you'll die on this hill. Finally, the correct answer. Captain Boomerang is the correct answer. Thank you. Let me up that one. Facts. All facts. Captain Boomerang is the best. All right, Blazing. As much as you don't like them, ads are not pointless. They are the reason why this platform exists. Wise words is always from a marketing game designer, but yes, it's Boomerang. That's correct. Derek W. Captain Boomerang is the correct answer. I remember we had 5K subs. That's dope to see how far you come. Yeah, appreciate you. Yeah, some of y'all have been here for a long time. Some of y'all have been here since 500 subs. Crazy. We're almost at 80K. Go to the game already. I've told you like 3 times now that this is since you refuse to read the title, this is a developer Q&A. Please stop spamming to go into the game already. This is a developer Q&A. We are getting answers from Rocksteady about the game. It's very clearly advertised. If you're here for a playthrough or something, you're in the wrong place. Don't make me repeat myself. Did I pre-order a game? Nope. I did not pre-order a game. I just got an email yesterday, so I will not need to pre-order the game. Looks like I'll be getting myself a copy. From the studio. Would it give us the ability to play as superheroes? Yeah, I guess the Suicide Squad are superheroes in their own way. Years around, we use in the streets. What's up, JR? Chilling. First round, you were looking for Avengers builds during the first few months of release. Yeah, those were interesting times. Would it give us the ability to play as superheroes at the end of the game? You'll have to ask Miller. G asks, can you swap characters at any time in the game? Yes, you can. As someone who played the alpha, I can answer that myself. You can swap anytime. Literally anytime. Pretty much. You can swap. Like Avengers only let you switch characters at like the menu screen where you're selecting missions. You can swap during missions in Suicide Squad. You can swap to a different squad member anytime you're out of combat. In a 2-player session, you each have a bot character that you can switch to. In a 3-player session, the session owner gets the honor of having an additional bot character they can switch to. When you're in a 4-player co-op session, you'll have to travel to the Hall of Justice to switch. All right, so when you're in 4 players, so if it's all 4 of you, So if it's all 4 of you are occupied, all right, then you have to go to Hall just to switch. That makes sense. You could also change your whole squad lineup no matter the number of players when you're in the Hall of Justice. If you're a single player, we also have our psyched up feature. Oh, that's a good. I remember that feature from the alpha. You can switch to them to gain additional XP. When a certain squad member will be psyched up for specific missions. For example, Boomerang has a lot of history with Penguin, and when you recruit him for Waller, he's psyched up to get to see Pingo again. Of course, Penguin doesn't remember him at all. If you play the mission as a psyched up squad member, that character does extra damage and takes less damage, and will also gain a massive XP boost from the mission. This is a great way to quickly level up different squad members and get a taste for how they all play, without worrying about any single squad member falling too far behind. Each time a character levels up, you get 1 skill point to spend on their character's talent tree. All squad members have separate XP, levels, and talent trees because we didn't want you to have a constant manage each character's talent tree as soon as you switch to them because they have points left to spend. However, as mentioned earlier, past level 30, when you unlock the squad talents, those are shared between the squad members. That's dope. Remember, we got 2K posted Hawkbills. Now you're gonna touch down 100K. That's the goal this year, 100K. We're almost 20K subs away. That's a wild. Talents are one of the systems I'm most excited for you all to try. So many builds. Next, we got Stormy Valentine. Will there be free roam? Will there be collectibles after the game? Yes, there will. Especially for you Arkham fans, they got some the Riddler trophies are back. they got Riddler puzzles once again this time around. I might try a few of them, but I'm not I was never a fan of the Riddler stuff. What's my opinion on Wolverine? He's one of my favorite characters. There will be free roam after Amanda Waller has given you permission to carry out your mission. The squad have access to the entirety of Metropolis. Once the shackles are off or on, not sure where I'm going now with this analogy. Shackles off, but brain bombs in. You can choose to explore the city however you want. There will be side missions, enemies patrolling the city, iconic Metropolis landmarks, and plenty of hidden and not so hidden Easter eggs for you to find, like Batman. That's going to be a great Easter egg that I can't wait to show people. We really want players to be able to just enjoy banging around Metropolis, causing havoc. Whether you choose to do anything productive or not is on you. Amanda Waller is a menace in this game. Shout out to Auntie Deborah Wilson. She did a great job with the character. Would I accept a Gotham Knights sequel? I mean, it's not my game. I don't have to accept it or not. I would give it a shot. I like the first game, and I'd check out to see what improvements they made over it, but there's no way it's getting a sequel. They're already working on a new game. WB Games Montreal. A bunch of their staff left the studio, but they are last I saw they were hiring for a new DC game. It's supposed to be single player open world. I have not played any of the Telltale stuff. It's not my thing. There'll also be plenty of collectibles. The Riddler has made his way to Metropolis. He's pissed that he wasn't recruited for this mission and wants to prove his super intellect. He is testing the squad both physically and mentally. Rather than a sequel, I would rather them just keep supporting Gotham Knights because they still have a player base. whenever I post a new Gotham Knights video, people are excited to see it. Like if they like upgraded the performance, you know, added that 60 FPS so people can stop asking for it, made some improvements to the combat and the camera work, and maybe ironed out the mod system a bit, added some more gear, doing some new villain encounters. I know they had some villains planned that they didn't release, like Mr. Free, like Two-Face, Solomon Grundy. I know they had plans for potentially other characters. Like I saw concept art for Damian Wayne. I saw it. They had concept art for Catwoman. So there's still stuff they can do. A sequel isn't really necessary. There are trophies. It wouldn't be an Arkhamverse game without some Riddler trophies, of course. Playable Batman prequel DLC, like you mentioned, is something you really want. Yeah, exactly. That's like the instant win button. All they had to do is release a DLC that takes place before the events of Gotham Knights, where you get to play as Batman. They could charge for it, and people would happily buy it. If they put that out for $10, people would be snatching that up. $10 Gotham Knights prequel DLC where you get to play as Batman. People would snatch that up. Make it like a God of War Valhalla thing, where you get to play as their version of Batman. Easiest money they ever made. I would play that in a second, bro. I probably have like 1,000 people watching that stream. Do I think Suicide Squad will live to 2025? Definitely. It's got more than a year of content planned. Thanks, Shiny and Ian. Apologies for being slow to questions. Will we see the environment from Golden Snake? Will we see the environments change as the season progresses? Most definitely. This is something we knew we wanted to do from the start, to be able to keep Metropolis evolving along with our players. As seeing how Brainiac has the ability to phase in portions of other worlds, Metropolis is a constantly shifting battlefield, and as your battle with Brainiac and the Justice League progresses, you can expect the city to change along with it, not only across the duration of the story, but post-launch also. This is very important for us in the dev team, so be able to create a city which players could experience, enjoy, learn all the best routes through, and then be able to switch things up on them. So you have to make sure you get your bearings, as what you're previously using to navigate by may not be there next time. That's dope. Who was my favorite out of 4 Knights? Definitely Robin. Robin is a cheat code. Love Robin. Robin was my pick before launch, and as I played through the game, I really was enjoying Red Hood and Batgirl. You know, I like all the characters, but Robin is definitely my go-to. Robin is just him. He's so OP. With Among Us 2, yeah, that's coming out this year. Do you think Suicide Squad will be better received than the Avengers game? For the people who actually give it a chance, yeah, it's already been better received, because it's a much better designed game in terms of being a looter shooter than Avengers was. Pretty much everyone who played Alpha agrees it was much better polished than Marvel's Avengers. You know, the traversal is 100 times better. The gear system, everything is much more well put together and thought out. It's got cross-play, cross progression. It's launching with 60 FPS. You know, Avengers didn't get that till later. Like, it's just complete. Anyone who's saying Avengers is like way better didn't actually play it. Like, the best thing about Avengers is the fact that you're playing with the Avengers. That's literally the best part of the game, that you're playing with the Avengers. From a technical level, the traversal is terrible. The environments are very claustrophobic. The gear system was poorly thought out. It doesn't run well in multiplayer. Like, Avengers had a lot of problems that Suicide Squad has improved on. You smashed it. Metropolis is so fun to move through, as Captain Boomerang specifically. That is true. Boogie Mob asks about one of my favorite features in the game. Is it true that my squad of friends can select my character when I'm not playing? Yes, I'm at work or something. And if my squad takes my character with them, I can also get mission loot and experience points. Woohoo, it's me again. It doesn't quite work like that. If anything, it's even better, as you're not just limited to friends, and that person can also be online when you get their character into your squad. We call this feature Social Squad. With Social Squad, if you're playing alone and you're not planning on playing certain members of the squad, you can replace those squad members with those of other players. And as we mentioned before, they don't even need to be your friends. If you want, you can go to the leaderboards and find the best players in the world and get their characters into your squad. Or maybe you have a favorite streamer and want their character in your squad. People can just take my character and put them in the squad. That's funny. Social Squad teammates will keep all of the gear, cosmetics, and talents that their original owners have equipped, just as if you have joined them in a co-op session. It's a really interesting way of getting that feeling of playing with others, even though you're just chilling in a solo mission. That's such a sick feature. My Harley will be beating your Deadshot even when I'm sleeping. The original owners also get a kickback if their characters are used in someone else's squad. When they next jump in game, they will receive a small portion of the resources and loot you've earned while playing. This is separate from the rewards you earn for yourself, so it doesn't take away from the loot you've earned while playing. That's such a great feature. That's such a great feature. Will the Suicide Squad get more characters? Yep, they confirmed already that as a live service game, they plan on releasing new gear, new story missions, new events, and new playable characters. Hope someone gets the word to WWE that we don't want to play edgy criminals. We want to play our heroes. Well, I'm sure. Well, unfortunately for you, that has already been told to WB. There are plenty of people who only want to play Arkham Batman games who have been whining for the last 2 years that they don't want a Suicide Squad game, but Suicide Squad is the top most pre-ordered game on PlayStation right now. So clearly other people don't agree with you. Like, and that's okay. Every game does not have to be for everybody. DC has other superhero games planned. If you don't want to play Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman is probably coming out next year. And we're probably going to have a Superman game by 2026, 2027. All right, now for our last question, we have a big one. Prepare yourself. C asks, what will Endgame be like? Oh, look, we're out of time. Kidding. I love this question because Endgame is one of the things I'm most excited about to share with you all. I'm also worried that I'm going to get tackled by our community team for writing an essay on this topic. So I'll try to break it down in smaller segments. After you complete the main story, Endgame is a huge, constantly evolving and challenging experience for you to put your skills to the test. Our core philosophy for Endgame was essentially mastery. Mastery of your character, traversal, talents, enemy types, mission mechanics, and of course, your choice of build. And as the difficulty increases, you will have to find new builds to overcome the challenge. That's why we have 3 distinct tiers of infamy sets in the endgame, all themed around an iconic DC character. For Lawrence, that character is Bane. Bane! I am Bane! You will respect my infamy! That's the animated version of Bane. I was born in the darkness, molded by it. For Lawrence, that character is Bane, and his infamy sets are all themed around different ways of dominating your enemies and harnessing the chaos around you. We have a somewhat chaotic game with a constantly changing battlefield with lots of things going on. The game is frantic and fast-paced, and we purposely made it feel like the squad is always surrounded and in the middle of chaos. And mastery of the game comes from you harnessing that chaos and using it as one of your strengths. Carrying the very thing Brainiac is throwing at you right back at him. Ian and Johnny stopped rolling your eyes. That's a totally awesome boomerang pun. Because our game is chaotic, and because we wanted our endgame to lean into build construction, as well as mastery of mechanics, we've made our endgame revolve around a core backbone of mission types that provide a more predictable experience and challenge. But that doesn't mean that Brainiac is just going to sit back and let you go head to head with his forces without throwing a spanner in the works, or that you know what's going to happen in each mission. Brainiac keeps evolving his forces throughout the endgame, and you'll have to adapt your builds to match. Looking forward to it. A Superman game won't work. Says the only people who say Superman games won't work were too young to play any of the old Superman games and don't understand the character. A Superman game can and has worked before. That's just not true. Is the Wonder Woman game connected to the movie universe? Nope, it is a standalone game. It is not connected to James Gunn's DCU. And the Zack Snyder DCEU is officially dead as of Aquaman. You want a game about the multiverse where DC collides with Marvel? I've heard rumors for years about a Marvel versus DC fighting game. That's unlikely to happen anytime soon. It's kind of a logistical nightmare. It would have to be like a joint collaboration between like Warner Brothers and Disney to make the licensing work. There will be several types of missions, from the snappier incursion missions, where the poor squad is sent into Brainiac's domain under the protection of a very fickle Prometheum shield that protects you from the Skull's ship tentacles as well as the full force of Brainiac's army. The squad have to fight their way through Brainiac's forces, often with the help of the support squad, to make it back to Metropolis. Once the mission is completed, the Prometheum shield goes down, so the squad has to leg it. Wall is really not doing the squad any favors here, and she seems intent on embarrassing the Suicide mission. Then we have more grand killing time missions, where the squad is battling an increasing frantic horde of Brainiac's enemies, and they have to keep killing enemies to fuel their Prometheum shield, because once it goes down, there's no hiding from the Skull's ship tentacles. Horde mode. As the difficulty levels go up, so do the rewards. And we have some, quite frankly, insane infamy sets and notorious items that are earned from the highest tiers of endgame. That, paired with global leaderboards for solo, 2-player, 3-player, and 4-player groups, mean that there's plenty of friendly competition to go around. And if you want some tips on how to build your character, the leaderboards will be a good place to scout around. That's right, because you can recruit them into your squad. Thank you, Axel, and Also, not thank you. You've made Endgame too fun, and my boss keeps catching me leveling up my mastery level instead of working. Yeah, that Endgame sounds fire. That's confusing because Peacemaker is getting a season 2, and the Justice League showed up in season finale. Not at all. The Justice League aren't going to be regulars in Peacemaker. There will be a Justice League in the James Gunn DCU, so it makes perfect sense. They didn't even show their faces in that episode of Peacemaker. That was just a little cameo at the end. Season 2 can have nothing to do with the Justice League, and it'll make perfect sense. It's not like when he reset that the Justice League exists. Completely. It's just that he's changing a lot. But a lot is obviously going to be changing. And there's always just, retcons. But yeah, Peacemaker season 2 can literally just not mention Justice League at all, and it'll be perfectly fine. What about Injustice? What about it? I mentioned this before, but yeah, there is an Injustice 3. I'm not an Injustice fan. I honestly don't care about the series. I downloaded Injustice 2, haven't played it yet. Looks okay. But Injustice 3 is going to be a thing. They just ended up, because of there was a lot of stuff going on behind the scenes, and NetherRealms made the decision to just prioritize making a Mortal Kombat game because they felt that they could put that together in a timely manner, and they basically put Injustice 3 on the back burner. And that's why they're currently focusing on MK1. But they do have plans of doing Injustice 3 in the future. I've not played Valhalla. All the losers bitching and whining. It's not Arkham. Guys, move the hell on. We had 4 Batman games. It's time for something new. Facts. DC movie mythology is so messy. The Flash movie alterations made no sense. Why kill Michael Keaton in the same movie? You brought him back in. How's that entertaining? I mean, he's not going to be in the future projects from what we know of. They canceled the Batman Beyond movie, so he served his purpose. They got Michael Keaton back so that they could promote the movie. Didn't work, but because the movie wasn't good enough. But now the DCU is over. DCEU is over. After 2 months, no one's playing Spider-Man 2. That's cap. Everybody's playing Spider-Man 2 still. Not only are people still playing Spider-Man 2, they won't stop asking when New Game Plus is coming out. Like, I swear, the people who keep saying that must be Xbox players. We're still mad. We're still coping. You know how much I see about Spider-Man 2 every day, bro. Bro, everybody is constantly talking about Spider-Man 2. When's New Game Plus? When's New Game Plus? When's New Game Plus? Where's the DLC? When's New Game Plus? When's New Game Plus? Bro, every time Insomniac tweets something, it's like 30 messages immediately. New Game Plus, 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 New Game Plus. Where's New Game Plus? I'm playing Spider-Man 2, but I want New Game Plus. I want to change this. I want to change that. Where's New Game Plus? Bro, nobody stopped playing Spider-Man 2. One last thing before we go. Since we just finished talking about our Endgame, here's a tease for something that might come even later. Ooh. What's that? The Daily Chuckle. Looks like a tease of some future content. Let me put that up on the screen for y'all. Let's get a better look at it. And the file name is Joker. That should be noted there. The file name when I downloaded it is Joker. So this is some upcoming Suicide Squad content that the devs at Rocksteady just teased. W. There you see Harley Quinn at the bottom. What's that wallpaper? This is upcoming Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League content. The file name is Joker. I think I know what this is about. It's not quite what you think. Should have been Toyman. Miller teased something about, if you've been following Miller and his leaks on Twitter, you probably know what this is about or have an idea of what this might be. I think I know what this is. I'm gonna ask Miller to confirm, but I think I know what this is. This is a game mode. What's up, Lucky? Yeah, this is new Suicide Squad content that they said is coming in the future. They mentioned this as a tease at the end of the Q&A, which WQ&A, by the way, learned a lot about the game. It was really good. Is it going to be the Endgame dungeon mode? I think this is in reference to some Endgame content, yes. Because they were talking about the Endgame before they showed this teaser. Yeah. He said, one last thing before I go. Since we just finished talking about our Endgame, here's a tease for something that might come even later. And then he dropped that. Looks very interesting. I think I know what this is a reference to. I think it's a reference to both. What's up, Captain? I think this is a reference to both Endgame content and a playable character that may or may not have been partially leaked by Miller. I'm pretty sure that's what this is. I'm gonna ask Miller, but pretty sure this is a reference to a playable character and some in-game content. Because I know there's clown. I know there's a. Well, actually, let me not say that. The daily plan is due for a makeover soon, and our next Insider episode. Yeah, that's the tweet they sent out. That in no way contradicts anything that I said, by the way. See, Miller put together a thread. Of the developer Q&A answers. Let me see if he had anything to say about that last little tease. It's apparently the Daily Planet. Oh, Miller. Oh, hold on. All right, Miller. Miller shared a link. Hold on, let me listen to this. Let me make sure. Let me make sure y'all can't hear this. Okay, y'all can't hear this. Miller just shared some audio in relation to it. Let me listen to this. Okay. Yeah, Miller just shared 2 pieces of audio, 2 pieces of leaked audio on his Twitter from his DMCA account related to this image, and I was 100% right. I was 100% right. Okay. So this is going to be fun. I'm looking forward to Suicide Squad Insider episode 3. That's going to be a lot of fun. Can't wait to play this. Can't wait to play the game again, but also this specific content and the new characters. When do you think Justice 3 will be announced? I have no idea. They're currently all in on MK1. They're releasing new content for that. I have no idea when they're going to even start working on Injustice 3, let alone when they're ready to announce it. Do I know when episode 3 is releasing? They didn't give a date yet for episode 3, but the way they've been teasing it, it sounds like it's probably going to be next week. Like they keep saying it's coming soon. They just shouted out Insider episode 3 again when they shared this new image. I think that episode 3 might be this coming Wednesday. I thought it would be like 2 weeks from now maybe, but it sounds like it's coming up soon. I'm thinking it sounds like they're going to share more about that in episode 3, which is all about post-launch content. That's the theme of episode 3. So I'm guessing we might, maybe they'll tease or reveal at least one DLC character. But I think they're definitely going to be getting into what exactly this piece of content is. Do you think WB Games Montreal will announce their next game this year? I hope so. They started posting job descriptions for it in 2022. So I would hope after more than a year, they're ready. They're ready to finally announce what it is. Playable Joker is a bad idea, period, unless it's Johnny Charisma. You'll have to wait and see. Has it been confirmed that there's like game modes not related to the story? Yep. And part of the Q&A, they talked about the different missions in the end game that you'll play. There's also, of course, side activities and stuff that you'll be able to do, collectibles, a lot of stuff not related to the main campaign. And there's a bunch that they still haven't revealed yet. Thoughts on the DLC characters? I cannot tell you anything about them. So, no thoughts from me. What are y'all thoughts today on the Q&A? I thought it was a dope Q&A. They got some really great answers out of them, especially for people who are like interested in like the loot and build aspect. They answered some great questions about what to expect in the end game without spoiling anything too much. And they shed some more light on that feature Lejeune had mentioned in his video about being able to essentially earn gear and XP for your friend. It's even crazier than that. Like you can literally, even if you're not friends, you can literally look at the leaderboard on Suicide Squad, grab that character's build and put them in your squad, and you'll earn rewards for them. That's crazy. I appreciate you, Michael Dykes. So if you're playing Suicide Squad and you see Sadot the Gamer either on a leaderboard or on your friends list, if I'm not online, you can grab my Captain Boomerang build, put it in your squad, and run missions, grind gear, and everything like that. And when I log back into the game, my Captain Boomerang will have received rewards and gear based on your play session. And it'll be separate, so it's not going to cut into the stuff that you earn, which is really dope. The playtest session they have for WB Montreal's next game a while ago make it more likely. I haven't heard about it. I haven't heard about any playtest for it. Only thing I've heard about that unannounced WB Games Montreal title is that they were just hiring for it, and it was going to be an Unreal 5, a DC game. I haven't heard anything about a playtest. They haven't even announced what it is yet. So a playtest would be weird. I know they did playtesting for the Iron Man game a while ago, but I haven't heard anything about the WB Games Montreal playtesting that unannounced game. Have I seen the price? Pretty sure most of us have seen the prices. A lot of people here probably already pre-ordered the game, or at least looked at it. I mean, they're wherever place you buy games, it's up there. What's up, Navaflow? Welcome. Feel like people will try to exploit that to get XP without playing the game. Just another AFK farm. Oh, 100%. There's definitely going to be people that be like, yo, farm for me. But it's not like in NBA 2K, for example, you used to have people, you used to be having people that, and I think they still do this to a degree, but they essentially will cheat, use that exploit to a similar exploit to cheat and level up to get to like legend rank But here, it's a fun thing. Like if you wanna help your buddy earn some extra rewards, if you wanna check out somebody's build, it's just a fun thing. I love that feature. The Q&A was dope. I like it. You missed the full Q&A, but Miller has a recap of all the questions on his Twitter, and they dropped. This is the big news. They dropped. They released this promotional image of some upcoming content that I believe is also related to a DLC character. They said it looks like they're gonna talk about it more on Suicide Squad Insider episode 3. And what you're looking at here is the Daily Planet. It has undergone a bit of a makeover, as you can definitely see. It's not like you hate Miller. You're tired of leaks. It kills the suspense. To me, leaks can. The reason why I like what Miller does is that he has a good sense of what not to leak and what to release. Like Miller could have showed so much more stuff, but he's not, because he doesn't want to spoil the experience. Like with a lot of service games, they're like, even with his, like, he's only really come out and confirmed, like, directly with images, one DLC character, and it's one that people were asking for and expecting to see anyway. So I like how Miller balances that out. He holds a lot of stuff back because he understands that people both want, leaks to some degree. They want to see, they want to tease, they want an idea of what's coming, but they don't want to be completely spoiled. What characters you're hoping to see post-launch? Hoping for Condiment King. I really want them to do Bizarro at some point. And Reverse Flash. Final question. When do you think the WB Games announcement is going to happen? No idea. I was hoping they would do it last year, but since they didn't, exact same places that I expected to when I was talking about it last year. There's going to be a bunch of stuff in the summer. E3 is unfortunately dead, but Summer Game Fest, they could just be they might just do it at random. It might pop up at a State of Play. It might pop up at a PlayStation Showcase. It might pop up at the Game Awards. It might pop up if like DC has some kind of random showcase at Comic-Con. They might have something. It's anyone's guess. Deeper Depths in the building. What it do? I know you were watching. Do you think Arkham Knight Batman will be? Do we think Arkham Knight Batman will be crap on and be super easy? Definitely not. Rocksteady was definitely cooking. Rocksteady definitely cooked with this Q&A. Weather Wizard would be sick. Red Hood DLC. Yeah, Red Hood's a popular choice. Yeah. From what I've seen, people want Red Hood, Peacemaker, Deathstroke, Killer Frost, Livewire. All good choices. They have so much potential just when it comes to DLC characters. So I'm hoping we get some really good ones, in the next couple years. But Bizarro is my number one. I really want Bizarro. I really, really want a Bizarro DLC. They got him in the game for his weapon set, but I want him actually playable. That would be insane. Because he was a member of the squad. And he's cool. Bizarro with a gun. He's used guns before. That's a funny thing. You would think he wouldn't, but he has. You want to fight Grundy? It's fate that the Wonder Woman game is coming out this year or next year. I feel like if Wonder Woman game was coming out this year, they would have definitely announced it at the Game Awards. The fact that they basically didn't update Wonder Woman at all the entire year, except to just say it's not live service, means that it's probably another year away. I'm guessing it's probably like 2025 for the Wonder Woman game, and this is the year we'll get finally a release date announcement. DLC characters you want are Frost, Deathstroke, Poison Ivy, Bane, Livewire, and Reverse Flash. Very good choices. Firefly, oh yeah. Firefly will be fire. Haha. Get it? Because he's Firefly. They really do have a ton of potential with the DLC. I know the guns and the melee kind of limits the potential pool, but it's still a pretty large pool of potential characters, even if you have to give them guns. On a scale from bad to garbage, oh, we got another hater. Ooh, so boring. Honestly, the what's been fun for me, especially now that the closed alpha NDA is lifted, is like now we can hear from people who actually played the game, and it just makes the people who didn't just look even stupider than they did before. Because they were literally just running with these narratives, making stuff up, and now they're hearing people like actually explain in detail why they enjoyed the game, what they enjoyed about it, and all the cool things. I just saw Lejeune post a video on his Twitter from his gameplay session where he got to capture Batman stalking you in the open world. Like it's a very fun game. And it sounds like Rocksteady really knew what they were doing and put a lot of thought into it. So, and it definitely comes through. Haters should be actually analyzed and should be studied. It's such weird behavior. Like they think they're doing something good and everyone's just laughing at them because of how weird they look. Like imagine you not like it's one thing to not like something, but to actually just actively stalk the thing that you don't like, it just makes you look obsessed. And like you have nothing better to do with your life. Like imagine if someone was like, oh man, Burger King just released a new sandwich. I don't like that sandwich. And another person was like, you're right. That sandwich looks terrible. I'm not going to eat that. And then they proceeded to go to the social media account of every single person who says they like the sandwich to tell them how wrong they are, that they're interested in the sandwich, to go down to the restaurant and tell people the sandwich is bad to their face. And when someone who ate the sandwich says they actually enjoyed it, accuse them of being paid off by Burger King to like the sandwich. That's what y'all sound like, bro. That's literally y'all. Like, we would obviously want to institutionalize that person. And that's a very common thing to see on Twitter. That's how y'all act. Like, if you think Suicide Squad from everything you saw is garbage, why would you go on YouTube, type in Suicide Squad, see that someone is streaming a developer Q&A, which only like really deep cut interested people would even care about, go into there just to say that you think the game is garbage? Like, that's next level commitment. It's like the YouTubers that have to keep releasing videos criticizing the game over and over again. Here's the thing. When YouTubers do it, it makes sense. Like, they're grifting. That's fine. I understand why they're doing that. Like, they're doing it for money. That makes sense. That's a concrete, logical motivation. They're constantly making videos about the thing that they're saying they hate because it makes them money. But the people doing it for free is where I don't get it. Like, you're not making content when you're going into people's chats and when you're going on Twitter accusing people of being paid off. You're not making money. You're not being paid by the hour, but by anything. You're not getting ad revenue. You're doing it for free. And that's what I understand. Why? Go make some actual money. Go do something else. Like, YouTubers doing it, I perfectly understand it. They're grifting for money, but for everyone else, like, why are you typing hundreds of messages about a game that you think is garbage for free? At least make an account. at least set up a YouTube or something and make videos about it, so at least you can monetize being a hater. Don't do it for free. like have some pride, have some forward thinking, have some ambition. If you're going to be a hater, be paid for it. Only a loser does stuff like that for free. Figure out a way to make money off of it. At least. Like, golly, what is wrong with y'all? Those voice lines got you hyped. Can't wait for sure. Screenshot is from an upcoming Suicide Squad mission slash Endgame thing. They're going to talk about it on episode 3 in more detail. But it is related to some Endgame stuff and may or may not be related to a playable character. Ready to get time? You send a friend request on PS5. Cool. You already missed the Q&A. They had it for like an hour. The recap is on Miller had a thread recapping it. But yeah, the actual Q&A was over. It was good. So I got a bot in the Discord. Let me check. A nasty bot in the Discord. Let me get him out of there. Oh, 97 messages. Oh yeah. Definitely a bot. Let's see. We gotta ban you. No bots allowed. Trying to ban them. No one wants to join your dating server. All right. Well, I literally have my lunch sitting in my air fryer. I dropped everything when I remembered that this Q&A was happening. So I'm gonna bounce, but appreciate everyone hanging out. We got the after show podcast later tonight. Go subscribe on the second channel, after show podcast. We got Jay Shotglass. We might have some special guests pop in. We're going to be talking a lot more Suicide Squad. We're going to talk about some MCU stuff as well. So be on the lookout for that. I'm Sadot the Gamer, signing out.